imagine standing in a place that's an island, a continent, and a country all at once? Welcome to Australia. A land so vast it stretches over 7.7 million square kilometers, yet home to just 26 million people. That's fewer people than you'd find in half the UK, spread across an area bigger than Western Europe. We're going to break down what makes Australia one of the world's most fascinating nations. We'll explore its rugged landforms, unpredictable climate, ancient cultures, modern cities, unique languages, diverse beliefs, thriving economy, iconic symbols, world-famous food, and the people who've left a mark on history. In this video, you'll see why Australia is a place that continues to inspire, surprise, and capture the world's imagination. Australia lies in the southern hemisphere, surrounded by the Indian and Pacific Oceans. It's divided into 6 states: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, and Tasmania, plus 2 mainland territories, the Northern Territory and the Australian Capital Territory. About 85% of Australians live within 50 kilometers of the coast. And here's a figure to remember: nearly 90% of Australia's population lives in urban areas, one of the highest rates in the world. Australia's defining feature is its vastness and variety. About 70% of the land is classified as arid or semi-arid. That's the outback, which covers roughly 5.6 million square kilometers. The Great Dividing Range, stretching over 3,500 kilometers along the east coast, forms Australia's major mountain system. Its highest peak is Mount Kosciuszko at 2,228 meters. Australia's coastline runs for around 34,000 kilometers, including more than 8,200 islands like Tasmania and the Torres Strait Islands. And of course, there's the Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest coral reef, covering over 344,400 square kilometers. Australia's climate ranges from tropical in the north to temperate in the south. The outback sees some of the world's hottest temperatures. Birdsville in Queensland has hit highs over 49 degrees Celsius. Northern cities like Darwin average around 30 degrees Celsius year-round with monsoonal wet seasons, while Melbourne can swing from 40 degrees Celsius heat waves to cool southerlies in a single day. Extreme weather is common. Severe droughts, bushfires, cyclones, and floods all shape Australia's landscape and lifestyle. Before British colonization in 1788, it's estimated there were up to 1 million Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, speaking more than 250 indigenous languages. Today, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people make up about 3.8% of the population. Most Australians today live in cities along the east and southeast coasts. Rural areas known as the bush or the outback are vast but sparsely populated. Some cattle stations are larger than small European countries. English is Australia's de facto national language. According to the 2021 census, about 72% speak only English at home. But over 5.8 million people speak a language other than English. Mandarin, Arabic, Vietnamese, Cantonese, and Punjabi are the most common. Meanwhile, about 160 indigenous languages are still spoken, though many are endangered. Australia is increasingly secular. In the 2021 census, about 38.9% identified as having no religion, up from just 19% in 2006. Christianity remains the largest religion, with about 43.9% identifying as Christian. Other faiths include Islam, 3.2%, Hinduism, 2.7%, and Buddhism, 2.4%, reflecting Australia's diverse immigrant communities. Sydney is Australia's biggest city, with around 5.3 million people, about 20% of the national population. Melbourne follows closely with 5 million. Brisbane comes in third at 2.5 million, Perth has around 2.2 million, and Adelaide about 1.4 million. Despite its vast size, Australia is one of the world's most urbanized nations. Over 85% of Australians live in cities. Australia is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy. King Charles III is the head of state, represented by the Governor-General. The Prime Minister leads the government, elected by the House of Representatives. Australia's federal system divides powers between the national government and 6 states, each with its own parliament and premier. The national flag combines 3 elements: the Union Jack, reflecting British heritage, the Commonwealth Star, 7 points for the 6 states and territories, and the Southern Cross constellation, visible from the Southern Hemisphere. Australia's coat of arms features a kangaroo and an emu, both native animals that cannot walk backward, symbolizing progress. Australia's GDP is over 1.7 trillion USD, ranking it around 13th globally. Mining and resources dominate. Australia is the world's top exporter of iron ore, producing about 900 million tons annually. Agriculture is significant too. Australia exports about 70% of its agricultural produce, including beef, wheat, and wool. The services sector, finance, tourism, education, makes up about 70% of GDP. Australia has enjoyed 28 years of continuous economic growth before COVID-19 hit, one of the longest streaks in the developed world. If you're learning something new, hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you in-depth documentaries about countries and cultures around the world. Australia boasts 20 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including Uluru Kata Tjuta National Park, the Great Barrier Reef, and the Sydney Opera House. These sites preserve both natural wonders and cultural heritage, from ancient Aboriginal rock art to colonial-era architecture. Australian cuisine is diverse. Traditional foods include meat pies. Australians eat around 270 million meat pies every year. Vegemite, a salty yeast spread, is an acquired taste. More than 22 million jars are sold each year. Australia is famous for its fresh seafood, prawns, oysters, barramundi, and modern cities offer vibrant multicultural food scenes. You'll find everything from authentic Thai and Vietnamese to Italian wood-fired pizzas and Greek souvlaki. The lamington, a sponge cake coated in chocolate and coconut, is a classic Aussie dessert. And don't forget pavlova, a meringue-based cake claimed by both Australia and New Zealand. In sports, names like Don Bradman, Kathy Freeman, and Ian Thorpe are iconic. In film, Nicole Kidman, Hugh Jackman, and Margot Robbie have global fame. In science, Nobel Prize winners like Howard Florey, who helped develop penicillin, and Elizabeth Blackburn, who discovered telomerase, are household names in the academic world. Australia's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander leaders, artists, and activists continue to influence politics and culture, highlighting the country's complex history and efforts toward reconciliation. So, whether you're exploring the endless outback, surfing at Bondi Beach, or eating fresh prawns on Christmas Day, Australia is a country of big spaces, diverse people, and unique contrasts. If you'd like us to cover another country in the same style, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a documentary that brings the world closer, one story at a time.